Such good swimmers and good eaters. I love those fish. My trolley. Have I ever shown you this beautiful piece of pottery? My friend Dolly Naranjo made this one time while I was visiting her workshop. I love to think about that time when we were together and she made this beautiful piece of pottery. I just noticed it seems so silent here.
Oh, it's very quiet. I think there's just a little bit of wind and that's all. But there's never any noise. There's never anyone down here, just me.
Thank you for allowing me to come.
You're very welcome. This is what we're going to get. This is dark and it's just clay. And it will hold together.
May I do that?
Yes, you may. Just pull it out with your fingertips.
When we finished gathering the clay, we walked back up the hill to Dolly's place.
We'll pour our clay into this bucket.
Mine too?
Yes, you can pour yours in there. And if you will stir the clay with this while I pour water into it, and then it will melt very quickly. Maybe just keep stirring for a little while.
It's not very hard to stir.
No, it's not.
Did you like to play with mud when you were a little girl?
Always, always. I still like to play with mud.
This feels like it. Oh, there it's coming. As I stirred, the mixture got thicker and thicker. When it was thick enough, we poured the gooey clay onto a big sheet.
And we'll have a nice little pile of it. The next thing I'm going to do is give you the bucket of volcanic ash. And the volcanic ash comes from the hills in northern New Mexico. What we're going to do is add the volcanic ash to the clay to give it strength. And I'm going to take one of my shoes off.
Okay.
And as I mix it with my foot, you will add, if you can just reach in and add some of the ash to the clay, and I will mix it in.
As I sprinkled on the ash with my hand, Dolly mixed it into the clay with her foot. She's known how to do that ever since she was a young girl. When we were all finished mixing and the clay had dried for a while, we went into her studio.
You can sit there, and I will sit here, and I will show you how to make coils that I can use to build a pot.
All right. Coils, you say?
Coils are like snakes, little snakes, and they are the building material, the building blocks of traditional Indian pottery. And what I would like for you to do is take a bit of clay, about this much, put it on the table, then just roll it back and forth like this until you have a coil. And the coils that I need for this pot will be about that size.
About this size?
Yes.
Well, I'll try.
Okay. Let me give you some clay that you can use. And I will begin with the base.
Oh, I think I was supposed to make it like this.
Yes, and then you can start rolling it out. There you go. And what I'm doing is just making a small pinched base.
That looks like a little, it's a little bowl, yeah.
And then I'm going to take the coils that you make and pinch them onto the base. And as the coil goes around and around, the pot just gets taller and taller.
Dolly made it look so easy. Her hands seemed very comfortable forming the clay.
Well, that's wonderful. Let me add that to the base, and I will give you just a bit more clay so that you will be able to make another one.
Okay.
And I'll use that one.
We made a good team, Dolly and I. I making the coils, and Dolly adding them to the pot. At last, I finished making the final coil, and Dolly added it to the top of the pot. She smoothed the coils with a knife, and after that formed the top part of the pot called the lip. When it was just the way she wanted it, she added it to the pot. And when she was finished, she let it dry. Now that it's dried, it looks smaller.
It is smaller. As the clay dries out, it shrinks a little bit, but as we've compacted the pot with the knife, it also has made it smaller. The next part of the process is polishing, and this is a red clay that I also gather from the hillside.
It looks like paint.
It looks like very, very red paint.
But it's just clay and water?
It's clay and water, that's all. Then we want to start polishing. This is a polishing stone that I use for the first round of polishing. And what I'm going to do is very rapidly move my stone back and forth over the entire pot so that I can begin packing in the slip into the pot, into the pores of the pot. And now we can start using my grandmother's stone. Actually, this is my great-grandmother's stone. My mother gave it to me when I started making pottery.
And now it's being used by 4 generations.
That's right. But with this stone, I'm going to start at the bottom and go to the top. Only in one direction. And we'll go around the entire pot 2 or 3 times.
It was so interesting to see the outside get smoother and shinier as Dolly continued to polish it.
There, I think that this is ready to be fired. We'll take it outdoors and we'll fire it in the traditional way.
Okay.
We're going to put our pot into the tin. Put another piece of tin over the pot to protect it from anything falling in there. And then we're going to put wood all the way around it, standing up
like
this way, yes. And if you can do that side, I will put some wood on this other side.
So it's like making an oven. Baking it.
The fire will burn for about half an hour, and then our pot will be fired.
After the firing, back to the studio.
Fred, our pot is ready to carve.
It's not too hot.
No, it's just warm, but it's not hot. And the way that I like to decorate my pots is to carve them. And I use a small X-Acto knife. I hold the knife and go forward with my line. And this part of the process takes quite a bit of time. It's slow and tedious, but it can also be the most fun part.
Because Dolly's been making pots since she was a very young girl, she's had a lot of practice. I marveled at how carefully she worked and how skillfully she carved.
There, it's finished.
Isn't that beautiful? And to think that all started with the clay that gathered under the hill there.
Yes, and it was so nice to have you with me to do that.
Thanks, Dolly.
Thank you.